Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. It is a very strange day. I'm in a really weird mood right now. Hold on, I can show you my mood. This is my mood right here, right now. Take that any way you want. Today we are going to be talking about the new Nintendo Switch console, and there are a lot of weird things about the console that kind of tickle my fancy a little bit, and there are a lot of things in this that are kind of like way off, and I want to talk about both of them. This console, in my opinion, is a little bit, alright, we're just going to get into it. There's a lot of topics that I want to cover with it. There are some great things about this, and there are a handful of things that I find a little bit gimmicky about this console. Now, Nintendo is always trying to evolve ahead of everything else because they have always been falling behind the PC gaming, you know, the console gaming. They're a console themselves, but they please such a niche group of people that it's kind of hard to, they have a hard time grasping the other market with the people that are playing the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, because to me, the Nintendo consoles are kind of like a time burner. And you might be sitting there like, that's what gaming is, it's a time burning thing. And that's not the case for a lot of people. When you look at games like RPGs or FPS shooters, when there are so many hours played in these consoles that it kind of creates a demand for that type of console. And when it comes to the Nintendo, people really don't sit down for days on end trying to beat a specific game. There are a lot of people out there that do, but I'm just saying that the Xbox and the PlayStation kind of have that down pat already with their titles that they release. So when it comes to the new Nintendo Switch console, I believe that what they're trying to do is create something that no other console has done that is going to really cater to a huge audience, and they have done that really well with what they did. But again, I find it to be a little bit gimmicky because do we really need to be playing these AAA titles like Skyrim on the bus or on the toilet? I would love to play Skyrim on the toilet, and that is something that I do like about it. Are people going to really do it? Are they going to utilize the console to be a handheld more often, or are they going to utilize it to be more of a home-based console more often? Now, they're trying to make it an even split. They're trying to say, yeah, you can play your games on TV, but you can also play them on the bus or on the toilet if you really want to. Now, that is great and all. I mean, the whole concept of it is really, really nice, but you have to sit back and think to yourself right now, are you going to actually use it as often as they're showing, or as often as they really want you to use it? It is absolutely wonderful to see somebody creating a console that's not just another box that you put under your TV, and they did that very well. But when they made this console, they had to have known that they're going to be falling away from the regular gaming scene when it comes to a console, and also when it comes to a handheld, because Nintendo has made the best handheld console, in my opinion, of anybody. It's beating out the Vita in my mind, and the DS itself is something that is really well-rounded, and it is very well done. So when they create something that is a hybrid, they create something that you can use as a handheld, and they create something that you can use as a console, a home console, I think that it takes away from each one of those separately. I do believe that a handheld device needs to be a separate thing from a console device. And now we can talk about the Vita here, where they kind of intertwined it really well, and it works kind of well together. But the Vita does have its own thing. It does have its own stuff that you can use, and then it has its own stuff that you can use with the PlayStation console itself. Now, if Nintendo made something where they have certain apps or they have certain games that you can use as only the handheld device, and certain apps and certain games that you can use only as the console device, it seems like that would be a little bit of a better option, rather than saying everything we make is going to be able to be played on the console as well as the handheld, because we don't know yet, but when you pick up that handheld device and you use it, there is no way that it can have as much power as the plugged into the wall home console that it is before you pick it up. The battery life is going to drain extremely fast if it keeps up the same graphic quality and it keeps up the same frame rate and all of that, which can really hinder it. But they're kind of taking away from each one of these things, the handheld device and the home console device, when they make a hybrid device. That's just common sense. They're going to take away from that. Now again, making something that they did is something technically revolutionary. It's something that hasn't happened yet. It's something that nobody has really tried to do, and if they do it well, if they do it well, it can really stand up to these newer consoles. But if it goes the way that a lot of people are predicting, it's going to take away from the experience of each one of these separate things, the handheld and the home-based console. And another thing, this is something that I don't see a lot of people talking about, and personally I find it extremely interesting that when this console drops, whenever it drops, it's going to be going up against the PlayStation Pro, and it's going to be going up against Scorpio. Scorpio is kind of up in the air right now, but with these consoles coming out that are going to be running 4K video, and they're going to be running 4K gaming, as in the Scorpio, technically, I mean, with the rumors out there, is it going to be able to stand up to those later on in its life? The Nintendo Switch is the next Nintendo console, so this is going to be around as the Wii U has been around. And if it's going to go up against these super heavy duty consoles with a device that is a home-based and a handheld console, we haven't gotten any specs yet, but is it going to be able to hold up against it? And that's a question that I would like to push onto you guys. Do you think that this home-based / transportation console is going to be able to push the numbers to be able to support itself with the new PlayStation Pro as well as the new Project Scorpio? Now, if we go back to the Vita here, is it going to hinder sales of the Vita and the PlayStation? And that could very well happen just because of the newer device kind of thing that people are going to experience when they have the option to choose the Vita. If they're one of those people that are like, I want the hybrid thing. PlayStation does it well, but when Nintendo comes out, they're going to have a newer device. They're going to have something that is more up to date, and it could really hurt PS Vita down the road, causing PlayStation to have to evolve, technically. They might come out with a new type of Vita, they might come out with something that is going to go up against a new Nintendo console. Now, I've been blabbering on for a while here, so I'm going to cut it short here. I hope that you guys liked the video. Please leave a comment with what you guys think about the new Nintendo Switch console. I do like the idea, but I do find it to be a little bit gimmicky, guys. So leave a like, leave a subscription. I hope you guys liked the video. I will see you guys later.